This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
That's the sound of a big deal. At Wayfair, that sound happens a lot. Dream sofa for half the price? Big deal. New dining table you've been eyeing for months? Big deal. Finally picking up those last few pieces and finishing that bedroom? Now that's a really big deal. Whatever your home needs, Wayfair has the selection, the savings, and over millions of 5-star reviews to back it up. Shop Wayfair.com today before someone else snags your big deal.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
This episode is proud to be sponsored by Now, where you can stream Sky Sports flexibly. Catch the biggest games this season how you want, when you want. The football season is back, and you can keep up with all the action on Sky Sports with a Now membership. Whether you're perched on the edge of your sofa or hiding behind it, you can capture more of the drama this season with Now. The heat of the moment, the 90th minute winner, that last-ditch tackle, the pride on the line, and the best bit, you can dip in for the derby or stay for the season. With a Now month membership, you can stream all Sky Sports channels flexibly. No fuss. Go to nowtv.com to find out more about sports memberships. 18 plus, UK only. Minimum speed 2.5 megabits per second. Live scheduling may be subject to change. Full terms apply.
I put a bra on as well.
We are live, by the way.
We were talking about Road.
I don't wear bras. Not on a Tuesday. No.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Tilton Talk show and the rear end of talent, sponsored by AMT Logistics, with myself, Paul Hipkiss, Mr. Craig Courtney.
Good evening, everyone.
Mark Adams.
Good evening, everybody. Good to be back.
And hopefully now the front view of Tony.
Which one's better? Evening or?
And last but not least, our main producer, Mr. Chris Brown.
Good evening.
So I think a bit of a reality check for us this week after we were last on, obviously playing second and third in the league. Give us a good idea of probably where we're at right now. I don't think it's anything to be ashamed of. You know, people tend to forget that we were in League One only a year ago. We are building. We have got a management team that obviously have not worked together at this level. So they're learning as well. So I do think that, you know, there is lessons to be learned. But, you know, it's disappointing. Nobody likes losing any game. But I'll start us off with Millwall. I thought with Millwall, really, you know, we didn't really offer anything, did we? It was worse than last night. And obviously the red card on Solis as well was a bit naive, I thought. Great goal from their player, wasn't it? The first one. I thought he put that away really well. And then the second one, obviously, Beadle pushes the free kick onto the post, the rebound goes in. And then second half, obviously, the cutback there, centre-back just there to tap it in. And it's good night, isn't it, Craig? So give us your thoughts on Millwall first.
I mean, to say they didn't turn up is actually an understatement because they were horrendous across the whole of the game. I think the naivety of going into, you know, excuse the pun, the Lions' den was clear to be seen. The red card, it well and truly killed us because I think, you know, we could have had an opportunity. If we'd have snuck one back, we may have been able to put up a bit more of a fight. But what we've seen overall in the whole of that game was just boys versus men, you know, and we were just outplayed, outfought, and outbattled, and that's exactly how I described it on WM on the evening. It was just that. Yeah. I mean, Claire as well. First of all, get well soon, Claire.
Yeah, I was about to say that, Craig. Yeah, we've got no Claire tonight, sadly, so Claire's feeling slightly unwell, so get well soon, Claire. We hope you're feeling better soon.
I was asked to do an impression of Claire, but I simply couldn't do that. So what she has said was that at Millwall we lack fight, showed that they were a league above us in terms of it, which I've got to say from a Millwall perspective is true. We looked lost out of ideas and they'd done their homework on what we were going to do tactically. They had big players who made it look easy against us, and that actually is now it's a trend across a lot of games. Not just that, it's not losing it in the way that we lost it that is the problem. It's just that the Blues' performance was, well, not too dissimilar, as you put it, to Watford, and that is simply not good enough. And do you know, I think that is so true. Well, put it this way, if that had followed on from Watford, then fans would have turned, and hopefully we can see the back of this, because the away form, I just can't put my finger on it, and I don't think anybody can at the moment. What's causing us to be so lacklustre and bad?
I just think it's the opposition. We just have to accept that the opposition are better than what we are on them last two games. The league table doesn't lie. We're 11th. Middlesbrough 2nd, Millwall 3rd. So I think, those thinking, we've been on a good run, obviously. We played Oxford and Sheffield Wednesday away, bottom and second from bottom of the league, managed to pick up 6 points there. But the Baggies was disappointing, wasn't it, really, the 0-0 against the Baggies. But yeah, overall, I just think it's going to have to be a season where we stabilise. We get a mid-table finish. So if we can finish in the top 10, that'd be good. If we can finish 8th or something, or 7th or 6th, not 6th, sorry, 7th, 8th or 9th would be good. But, well, I don't think we're completely out of the question for the playoffs if other teams can have a dip in form and we can put a run together. But yeah, it's just been a disappointing week, and just like I said, a reality check of where we are, isn't it, Tally, right now? We've got some good players, and we have got better than what we were, say, even at the start of January. 2 months ago, we've got a much better squad than what we had 2 months ago. But we are still going to get some bumps in the road, aren't you? When you've got players still developing and learning the league and the standard and stuff.
Again, same with when you bring players in, you've got to wait for them to gel. And I think we all got a bit carried away, with new players, look at the class of them, look at the standards. But, like you just said, as regards to Middlesbrough, Millwall, we'd have took a draw on both of them.
Yeah.
We really thought we were going to get results against these teams. But, yeah, I was a bit disappointed Wednesday, I will be honest. And someone's just commented there, Jason Hughes, regarding the Stansfield opportunity. Changes the game, doesn't it?
Yeah, he should have really looked up and passed it, played Prisk in, but he didn't. He's obviously he's eager to get himself more goals away from home. I think he's only got one, hasn't he, that penalty at Blackburn away from home. So he's obviously keen to put that.
It's that gelling, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You play a few more games together, half a season together. He's got confidence that he plays that ball into Priska and he puts it in the net.
Yeah. I think the other thing that obviously making people disappointed, and myself, is that the expectations certainly after the first half at Norwich were like, wow. You know what I mean? But we ain't going to play like that every single game. We didn't even play like that in the second half at Norwich, did we? So
no.
Expectations. I think we probably need to keep our feet on the ground for the rest of this season. But if we're still where we are in 12 months, I'd say, then the ownership might start getting a bit tetchy, because I don't think they want to be hanging around too long, do they, in this league?
No.
But Rob, what are your thoughts, mate, on Millwall? Give us your thoughts on Millwall.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really lay a glove on them, did we? We were just outclassed, outmuscled. Like you said, Paul, it's just men against boys. Disappointing with, like Jason said on the comment about Jay, he should have squared it, but it's all hindsight now, isn't it? I mean, to be fair, I don't think it would have made much difference. I think the way we started, I think we'd have lost anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, and losing Solis as well, the red card, just added to it, didn't it? Real flat, disappointing night. And then you think, right, we'll put it to bed. You talk about it, put it to bed, and think, right, we'll put it right against Middlesbrough. We'll have an atmosphere and stuff like similar to the Leeds game. But I mean, we'll talk about it in a minute. But yeah, it's. I mean, pre-season, we would have took this position, I think I'd be lying if you'd have said, come to March and you're mid-table. I think I would have took it. I think we all would have done. But it's just, you look at the sort of the results in recent weeks, it's just a lot of drop points on it. Like say, Tally said about the Albion game and other games, it's just, you just think about what could have been. I know we're not out of the playoffs yet mathematically, but, hand on heart, it's gone, hasn't it? We're not going to...
Yeah, we're going to have to put a hell of a run together to finish
it. We have got a silly run. We ain't going to get 3 wins more than Wrexham, put it that way, in the last 2 games.
No. But, let's just enjoy the rest of this season. Let's enjoy not struggling to stay in the division like we've had God knows how many times over the last God knows how many years. So let's appreciate what we've got rather than what we haven't got, I would say. We've got a bloody good squad of players there. We are building. We've got a manager that's learning that I think has got the potential to take us all the way to the Premier League, given the time. I'm impressed with the signings that we've made in January. I think the players that have left, You know, I know we can say that Kumas and Cashin are doing well at their new clubs, but they didn't really do it for us, did they, when they were given the opportunity? So it never worked out for them. I know Panzo didn't have his best game last night, but overall, I think he's done well since he's been there. You know, and Wagner's been the best signing, I think, out of all of them. And to see him last night was a surprise, wasn't it, Tally? Really, he was obviously he's obviously Iron Man, isn't he?
Well, it's one of them, isn't it? Every time when it comes to Chris Davies, he never lets you know where they are, you know, as regards to injuries and that. And I think seeing him on the team sheet last night, I think it made a lot of fans happy.
Yeah.
But, you know, a comment's just come through there with the Millwall game regarding Wagner being left exposed by the wingers. I think, again, that goes down to tactics and the formation we set up.
Yeah.
You know, attacking, it's wonderful. You know, if you've got a winger there on the, you know, sitting on the wing, the ball goes over, he's attacking, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
They can't always be there to back up the fullback. It just doesn't happen, does it?
No. But, you know, I've been impressed with the signings that we've made in January. Let's see where we go for the rest of this season with this squad now. I do think if we'd have had this squad at the start of the season, in hindsight, we'd be higher up than we are now as well.
Yeah.
But, you know, but we're not. We are where we are. It is what it is. And let's just play out the rest of the season and see where we finish up.
Yeah. I think the one thing I'd say is that, you know, Paul, you referenced it. The league doesn't lie.
No.
Right, so when we look at those teams that are there fighting for positions at the moment, first, second and third have been there or thereabouts in the past few seasons.
Yeah.
You know, it's not rocket science to realise they've formed a consistent squad and they've developed that squad with just a few enhancements.
Yeah.
So, you know, we look at it this way. Last season, whole new squad virtually.
Yeah.
This season, we've been promoted, but how many of those players from that squad last season are now turning out for us?
Yeah.
So we are in a rebuild phase again for the summer.
Yeah.
We then come to the winter. We go through the window. All those players out, new players coming in. So we're rebuilding again. Whereas the likes of Coventry, you know, they're top of the table because they've got the nucleus of the side that Mark Robbins formed. And then all they've done is, you know, when you look at the people they've brought in, they are just enhancements. They are improvements to small areas. So they're building. And I think it's what we as a club need to do. And I agree, expectations were set very high. You know, in theory and in hindsight, with the money we spent, people would be questioning why aren't we any higher, would it?
Yeah.
You know, the fact is we haven't got experience in this league sitting in our squad. No. We are sadly lacking that. The shrewd piece of business, and we talk about Wrexham because they're there, they deserve to be where they are, right? But they're there because they've done shrewd business. They've done a mixture of inexperienced players, but they've also brought in the experience. And dare I say, if we'd have had a player like Kiefer Moore within our side, I think we'd be in a much better position than what we are now.
Yeah.
And, you know, all we've got to do, though, is look at the positives. We're not out of it mathematically, but we're being realistic now. We'd have all taken, well, I would have anyhow, and I've said it from the outset, I'd have taken mid-table this season, and that is an improvement. It's another stepping stone in the rebirth of the club.
Yeah.
If we'd have been not relegated and had to have gone down to Div 1, then you would be questioning what is going on. But actually, we're still in a rebuild phase. And you know, Benji Smith couldn't agree more. It's just so annoying seeing Wrexham and then us. It is frustrating, but do you know what? They've just got consistency. They're building themselves. They're keeping themselves in their position in the league because they are consistent in their approach. They are consistent in their squad. And not just that, they're consistent in their performances. You know, they go behind, they come back, they fight in winning games. They are doing what we did to teams last season, just being consistent and maintaining it. And, hey, if they get into the playoffs, they get into the playoffs.
I think Wrexham have bought players for today and not tomorrow, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so if they go up, they're going to have to rebuild the whole squad, which going into the Premier League, you do not want to do. You know, look at the teams that have tried to do that, get themselves promoted, and then build a squad to stay there. Yeah. It's not very often that's happened. You know,
Blues did it. Blues did it when we went up.
Sunderland
pretty much got rid of a load of players, didn't they?
But we had the nucleus of the squad again, though. That's what it comes down to, I mean, no offence, but you look at that Wrexham squad and you think to yourself, look at the age and the calibre of some of those players. They'd have to literally take their squad apart and rebuild it again.
Yeah.
And, Luton tried that. Luton failed. Sheffield United tried it. Sheffield United failed. So, look, they are where they are. We now just have to build. And the other thing is, we have to give time, I feel, to our management team because they're still learning. This is still his first season in a championship position where he is the number one. And he's learning. What he does need is support, and he needs experience from me in the backroom staff to help him come up with the plan B, the plan C, the plan D. We are missing that. We are one-dimensional. And in the past 2 games, that's exactly what we have seen. One-dimensional football with no opportunity to change it up. We'll come on to yesterday shortly, but that again was another prime example of we go behind. What have we got? Nothing. And we need it.
I think, looking at, and obviously I don't like looking back too much, but when you look at when we've got out of this division before, in the past, obviously, we've had the Lee Carsleys, the Kevin Phillipses, the Steve Vickers, Jeff Kenner, people like that who were like in the twilight years of their career. Lee Bowyer's another one. In the twilight years of their career, but got a couple of years left in them. And to me, that's what Wrexham have done, isn't it? They've got players in. They've got players in their sort of early 30s, early to mid-30s, like I said, for today and not for tomorrow, to get them to where they want to be. And it's working. And we've done it in the past and it's worked. But I do...
Sorry. I was just going to say, my template for the summer, or for the coming months, is to just don't go out and get 7 or 8 wholesale changes. Do what we've just said. Get 3 or 4 championship-proven players. If they're over 32, 33, so be it. And just tweak our squad a little bit. Add them to what we've got.
Yeah.
Get us out the league.
I mean,
we need to get out.
Out of all the players that we signed, how many of them had championship experience? I mean, Asai Samuel, I would say Damari Gray, Robert,
Hanzo,
Tommy Doyle.
Bright did as well, didn't he? I think.
Who did?
Bright, sorry. Samuel.
Yeah, he said,
QPR,
weren't it?
Yeah.
But sort of established, championship players rather than some have just had one season. You know what I mean? Like, those have had 2 or 3 solid years in the championship, and they now have to get out of it.
Yeah.
What we also need, for me, is a stronger captain. Because
I agree.
Clara's great. Clara's good. Clara in last season was great. This season, we need somebody that's got that little bit of grunt about them. We need that. So we need an experienced John Solis, if that makes sense. We need a dirty, horrible midfielder that will put himself about, but would also drag some of these players up by, and say, what the hell's going on? Get your asses into gear and let's do what we know we can do well. Because at the moment, we haven't seen that. What I've seen from the captain is a head drop. And you should never, ever see your captain drop their heads. They should be there rallying the players. We've gone behind. We're not going to do that again. What mistake did you make? What you're going to learn by it? The type of player like Juki, going into the dressing room at half time, right, and saying, come on, you can do better than that. What mistake did you make? You're going to make that again. What have you learned? Let's take this away. Let's make sure it doesn't happen again. And at the moment, I'm not seeing that, and that concerns me. As an outfield player, you should be rallying the troops, and I haven't seen that in either of the past 2 games. Now, why that is, I don't know. Are we saying that he is not a captain? No, I think he's got a captaincy in him. But I just think we need somebody with a bit of grit at the moment to take the ball by the horns.
Sorry, the name's just come up on the screen, as in Jack Robinson.
Yeah. He's led clubs to promote. Or he's led Sheffield United to the Premier, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So
I'm not saying he should be replaced with him, but certainly we haven't had him on the pitch, have we?
No.
So he needs to be on the pitch to be able to help Clara out.
So
what you say, Craig? Sorry, Paul.
No, go on, mate. I was going to say, it's only a week ago I was saying that Panzo reminds me of Prime Jono.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anybody can take massive credit from these last two games, you know?
No.
And you can't sometimes you just got to accept that the opposition are better than you. And that's
you can't win every game, can you?
No. We're not at the level at the moment of Millwall and Middlesbrough. They're better teams than what we are right now. But ask me again in 12 months, hopefully it's a different answer, you know? Because we do need another couple of windows at least to get to that level. You know, so let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what happens. But, you know, 2 games to forget. Hopefully they don't dwell on them and they can move on and, you know, put it right on Saturday.
Yeah.
But last night I thought the game first sort of 10 minutes we were brilliant. You know, we just needed to get that goal and get the lead and we couldn't quite. And if we would have, it might have been a different story, but, you know. And it's so close, isn't it? You know, you're not going to argue if he gives it and you're not going to argue if he doesn't give it. So, you know.
The linesman was nowhere. He was never going to give it. He was still on the halfway line.
Well, he wasn't level with it at all, was he?
No, nowhere near.
I think Bright really should have, you know, been aware of who was around him at the time. You know, he didn't even know the player was there behind him, did he? And then he's through. I won't say his name. And then he's through, and he slots it under Beadle, and we're 1-0 down. And then our heads drop a bit, don't they, for the rest of the half? You know, rather than you hope for a response when you go a goal down, but we didn't get that. We sort of dropped our heads and then let them sort of get the better of us. And then the second goal, obviously, was us faffing about with it on the edge of our box, left and right, backwards, and it drives me up the wall, honestly. And then, obviously, it falls to him again on the left-hand side of the box, and he comes through and slots it again, and 2-0 down. So then you're thinking, okay, is this good night? The next goal's massive. And then we actually managed to get it. You know, we managed to get the next goal, and we start the second half really well. And you think, okay, the pendulum is swinging our way now.
Yeah.
But then that third goal goes in and it kills us, doesn't it?
Heads dropped again, didn't they?
Yeah. But we've got to stop passing it back to Beadle, back, left and right. Honestly, it's just downtime. That is. It's like a boxer standing in a ring with his arms tied behind his back, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, Claire summed it up as well for last night. First 10 minutes of each half, we were brilliant.
Yeah.
Borough again tactically, changed their formation for the game, and it worked for them. And their managers come out public today to say that he changed his midfield to make sure it overloaded it.
Yeah.
Then they had wing backs that we struggled against. We couldn't get past them. You know, the 3 in the middle overran Doyle and Iwata.
Yeah.
Can't deny that one.
We miss Solis, don't we, Craig? We miss Solis in there. His big physical presence. Yeah.
Big time we missed his presence.
I thought Dutch as well, to be honest. I know he scored, but the game passed him by massively.
Yeah, he wasn't in it, was he?
He was just a passenger out there, wasn't he, really, for the most of the game. But he took his goal well, don't get me wrong, and he had a good snapshot on the edge of the box. But overall, his game was pretty poor, wasn't it, overall, I thought.
The other thing about yesterday, we should... and I don't know what this is, right? Why it works this particular way, but Roberts and Samuel can't play. They just don't seem to be able to gel.
Different wavelength.
That was well out of it. Clay said Gray was our best player by an absolute mile. And then, you know, in terms of the rest of it, and this is something we'll come on to, can't believe that Beadle continued. It looked to me, and I'll be very surprised if we don't come away finding out that he's maybe got a fractured eye socket or something, because the way his face swelled up, it could not have been able to see fully. No. Never in a million years. And... Claire's made a good point here, actually. Surely we should have looked at the concussion side of things there. You know,
maybe they did, though. Maybe they did, and they passed him to be okay to carry on. Obviously, you know, they do assess them, especially head injuries and injuries like that. You know, they do get assessed thoroughly, don't they?
He would have been asked, wouldn't
he? Yeah. But well, I mean, obviously, now you mentioned Beadle, we might as well come on to that old debate that's been going on all season long again. You know,
let's go.
We all know my thoughts on it. I've said it all season. I never would have had Beadle in goal in the first place. It would have been Allsop all the way for me all season. But we signed Beadle. I thought we were signing him just as, like, you know, a backup keeper for Allsop, to be honest, to give him that more experience at this level, at a bigger club, if you like, at a higher level than Sheffield Wednesday at the moment. You know, I know Sheffield Wednesday got a good history as a club, but right now at the moment we are pitching our wits at a better level than they are, and you know, I just think for him to be given the gloves and Allsop to be left out is harsh, really, after the season Allsop had last season.
Yeah.
I don't think you're wrong. I really don't. I don't disagree with you, Paul. Last night was a bit of, obviously he had his injury, but prior to that, I think the passing, they put so much pressure on him.
Yeah,
ultimately he's 20. He's 20. Is he 21 years of age?
Yeah,
and they're pinging passes back to him, Doyle included, like from the middle, passing it back to him. And they, from the beginning, you knew that they were pressing. That's what they were doing. They were high pressing against us. So we needed to change it, in-game management, change it up a little bit, but we didn't. We kept passing it to him, and he gets panicky, and, you know, the fans are on his back, and it's understandable. You know, if someone's not playing great, the fans will, you know, jeer them or, you know, boo them or, you know, get on their backs. But he's 21 years of age, and I think we've got to give him a little bit of...
I'm going to go back to what I said earlier, tell you about Wrexham. They've signed players for today, and Beadle is a goalkeeper for tomorrow, not today.
100%.
He's not ready. He's not ready to be thrown in that limelight. I don't.
And we've got one of them on the bench.
Yeah.
Who is ready and capable, more than capable. So
I mean, he was in goal for Hull, wasn't he, when they were knocking on the door of the playoffs?
Yeah,
you know, only 2 years ago under Liam Rossini, I think it was, wasn't it?
It's a bad experiment, I think, from the beginning, from the offset. It has been a bad experiment.
He's another bad signing from last summer to go with Cashin and Kumas and other players that just haven't worked out. You know, I just don't think it's working out for him. He's not been good enough to be our number one ahead of Allsop, in my opinion. I'm not blaming.
If he wasn't the under-21 England goalkeeper, we wouldn't be having this conversation. All of us would have said, "Why is he in goal?"
Yeah,
you know, a second-choice goalkeeper. It's because he's got that credential that people go, "Oh yeah, but he's got talent. He's got this." He hasn't got it at the moment.
No,
he's got it. I think the reason I say he's got
a week in, week out goalkeeper at the moment. I don't think he is.
No, I don't think he is.
Norwich, he made 2 spectacular saves.
Probably
prevented them from getting equalisers, right? And everybody was plauding Beadle. What a save. That's brilliant. We've got to do this. You know, I've seen a couple of comments on here. Jason Hughes, fans were on Beadle from the start, seriously affected his confidence.
Definitely.
The more he got frustrated, the worse he got. And that was true. But also, his comment there, and I think, Tally, you've just mentioned it as well, the standard of back passes that went back to him were ridiculous. They were playing a high press, and we still continued to pass back to him, putting him more under pressure. He made more mistakes. Now, he's young. He's going to learn. He's unfortunately for us at the moment, it's the mistakes are being seen, but the fans are just jumping on it. You know, I call it Beadle bashing because that's what it is. They've got to find an excuse. But actually, last night, the defence were the people that were at fault, not the goalkeeper.
Okay. Here's a question regarding Beadle.
Yeah.
With his current, what you've seen, up to now, would you sign him?
Yes.
Would he be your first choice goalkeeper next season?
No.
Be honest.
What's the point then? Why are we doing it now? Why are we doing it now?
It depends on who comes through the door. They give Allsop a 2-and-a-bit-year contract, and yet he's sitting on the bench. So what are the management team seeing that we're not? What is there that's preventing Allsop from being picked to come into the games? Because I agree, Allsop and a kicking of a ball, absolutely brilliant.
But he's a good shot. He's a good goalkeeper overall, though. Craig, he commands his area really well. He can shot. He's a good shot stopper.
He started tax going, doesn't he?
Yeah.
The fact is, at the moment, they must be seeing something to prevent them from picking him. And you know, we as fans just don't know what it is.
We'll never know that, will we?
We never know. No, but I think the frustrating thing is we've got to back the players that are in the side. And you know what? If on Saturday there's a change, you back the team that's there. You back the goalkeeper that's coming in. Yesterday, I just feel as though if Allsop was in goal, the first 2 goals would have still been scored.
Yeah. And I'm not blaming
Yeah,
the goals. I'm not
The
saying
third one was pathetic defending. When a defender watches it, realises the player's behind him, and doesn't even bloody jump for a ball.
But equally, what you said about them saves at Norwich, I'll be honest with you, would also have been able to get them? Probably not. His agility's there. He's a good goalkeeper. But what my point is that you're spending so much of this season saying, "Oh, give him a chance, give him a chance, give him a chance." Would we sign him at the end of the season? Are we going to sign him? If we do, is he going to be the first choice goalkeeper?
He's a good comparison for you, Rob. We've got a 31-year-old Dutch who's got experience, played for Germany, played in the Bundesliga. You can see he's got ability. He's good at the game technically. And then you've got Prisk, who's at the other end, obviously, at 21. So Dutch is a similar age to Allsop. Prisk is a similar age to Beadle.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And he does take Prisk out the limelight and put Dutch in the team. He needs to do the same with the goalkeeper.
Yeah. Honestly, to be honest, Paul, I think, hand on heart, my honest opinion is Beadle a top 6 championship goalkeeper?
No.
I don't think he is.
I'm not saying he never will be, but he isn't like that.
No, but it's like you say, it's for now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we can't afford to wait. We want to be in the top 6.
Yeah.
Beadle's nowhere near that level.
No. I mean, you can go back years. We had Colin Dahl, didn't we? He come in the team.
Yeah.
He was there for about 15 years, Colin Dahl was, and he probably played about, how many games?
28 games?
28, yeah. That's right.
But when he played, though, he was decent, but he was never going to be number one. And I just think at the moment, Beadle is in the same sort of, category.
Well, sorry to go back to the Wrexham scenario, but Wrexham bought a goalkeeper in the summer transfer from Leeds, not Leeds, Leicester. Is it Ward?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ward.
He's not playing.
Exactly. Who's in goal for him?
Exactly. The guy that's got no experience in the league.
No, but not necessarily the experience. The one that was there,
was there
in League One was their goalkeeper.
Yeah,
because there's continuity there. There's Clara knows what's behind him.
Yeah. There's certain players last season that deserve to keep their shirt, and Allsop, in my opinion, was one of them. I'm not saying we shouldn't have signed Damari Gray and played Keshi Anderson instead. Obviously, you know what I mean. Some players we have upgraded, and I love Keshi Anderson, who was brilliant in League One. But obviously, at this level now, Damari Gray is an upgrade on Keshi Anderson, and we've done that in other areas of the pitch as well with other players that we've signed. But the goalkeeper, for me, we've downgraded. We haven't upgraded. That's just my opinion.
I mean, it will be interesting to see what happens on Saturday. I think it will literally come down to the injury. You know, I think if he can't see out of the eye properly and the injury is there, then they're not going to play him. Right, and there's the simple answer. But if the injury is not as bad and things settle down, I still believe we'll see him between the sticks. I really do.
And didn't they do that last time with the Charlton game? Didn't they say, "Oh, he's injured"? Because we were all like, "He's going to get dropped." Allsop's coming in, and then suddenly, "Oh, he's getting dropped because he's not getting dropped; he's injured."
Yeah,
and it was like, I don't remember him getting injured, but I don't know. He might take like Paul said, take the pressure off him.
Yeah,
you can change a goalkeeper.
It might do him good to have a rest. Yeah.
He did it with Camp, didn't he, a few years ago? And obviously, I know that Camp, played well for us at times. This is when we were desperate, when we had like Gary Monk and I think it was Pep Clotet, wasn't it, who put Connell Truman in, didn't he, for a few games?
Yeah.
And he took Camp out the limelight because he was having a bit of a bad time, and then he put him back in after. And after he put him back in after he'd been dropped, he was amazing. Literally was amazing for the rest of that season, and maybe Beadle could do the same. Take him out the limelight for a few games, and I'm not saying then if Allsop's doing well, obviously I'd stick with him, but if he's not, then give him another chance after he's had a bit of a break from it and see how he gets on then for the last sort of half a dozen games, maybe. I don't know, but I just don't see him as the best goalkeeper at the club at the moment. That's just my opinion.
No, I just seen the comments about for Rockbusters about Allsop as well, brought in as the number 2 behind Bradley Peacock Farrell. I don't think he was. He weren't, was he? I thought they both had his clean slate, didn't they?
No, Peacock Farrell started the season last season, didn't he?
No, yeah, and
but then he soon realised that he wasn't good enough, and he put Allsop in.
Yeah, because Allsop was bought first, wasn't he?
Yeah.
One of the first signings, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think with Allsop as well. The fact that he's a Blues fan, he loves the club. Yeah. And he's not really put a foot wrong for us really overall since he's been here. Is what's frustrating people even more. That's probably not working in Beadle's favour either, is it? Whether whoever the backup goalkeeper is, if that makes sense.
I mean, sorry, Tally. I was going to say, Beadle as well. Physically, he took a battering last night. I mean, at one point, he couldn't see properly. He had one leg. He was like having a pirate in goal.
That's a good one. That one.
That's actually quite funny for you, right? But you know what I mean? That's what
you could tell that when Clara had the ball, he looked behind him and thought, stuff that, I'll just kick it out of play. You know, he could do the rest because he's physically took a battering.
Yeah.
Well, staying on goalkeepers, Bradley Mayo, what's the deal there?
I've never seen him play, so I can't say, to be honest.
I mean, no, but like he's a third choice goalkeeper. He travels every game. He goes to the away games, warms the goalkeepers up. It's almost like people say, "Oh, he's a short goalkeeper." Do you know what? If you're a short goalkeeper and you've got to the level he's at, he's got to be good.
We've had some good short goalkeepers.
Yeah. No, but I mean, why we kept him if that's the case? He's got to be a good goalkeeper. So I just think with him, why not give him a chance in certain games? Or I don't know. Just keeping on the goalkeeper thing, and I just think if he's not going to get a chance, why haven't we put him out on loan and got him a bit of experience to be that potential number 2 in the seasons to come? If we're keeping hold of him,
well, we'll see. Anyway, I know for a fact, really, to be honest, I've just given up on Allsop playing now. To be honest, I think he will pick Beadle for as long as he's available, unless he's obviously out on Saturday due to that injury. He's going to be in goal, so let's just accept that and go with it and get behind him. That's all I can say. No, I don't want to stand here and slag the lad off. He's only a young kid learning.
He's 21 years of age, and he's a kid.
And he wears our badge, so we will get behind him. When the whistle goes, we do get behind him.
And he has made some good saves at times, but overall, I'm not going to say it again, but overall, I just think Allsop's a better goalkeeper. That's the last time I'm going to say it now.
Yeah. The thing I would just add to finalise everything is that some of what I saw yesterday across social media that was, after the game was, I mean, it was borderline bullying. And I read one comment, and God, it made me laugh. In the comment, Beadle is, and I won't use the words because the bleep machine's not working. But afterwards, they then put on the end of it, I was sat at home watching the game. And I'm thinking, first of all, the game's not a sellout. Secondly, you're having a go at a player and you sat at home in your living room. And this person was in Birmingham because they openly admitted it, right? First, everybody's got an opinion, and I appreciate everybody can have an opinion. But do not slag your own players and use the type of language that was used. You know what I mean? If it was put in front of my kids or anything else, you'd be going, that's not acceptable. That's bullying. Leave it out. And think if it was in a school playground, the person would be kicked out of school. It's as simple as that.
No, I totally agree with you, Craig, but it's the same with every player.
It's frustrating. We all get frustrated. But, you know what I mean? What was said was wrong.
I think if we'd have done the show last night, 10 minutes after the final whistle,
certain things would have come out that we wouldn't have necessarily said in
the bleep machine wouldn't have been
one big bleep.
Can we also address the elephant in the room regarding Chris Davies? I thought, is anybody uneasy about the sort of stick he got?
Yeah,
I've never seen that at home before.
Well.
It's just the predictability. That's all it is. He says he was asked the question, about the substitutions. He likes to put 2 on around about 60 minutes. Then he'll look for the next 2, and then there's always that 5th one available, which has recently been Ethan Laird bringing him back to give him a few minutes. So I don't know. I think people do get a bit frustrated, like Robe said, Plan B, but. It's in-game management. It's seeing things and changing things when they need to be changed. And we're all football managers, aren't we? We sit there and go, "Oh, you need to do this, you need to do that." But I'm not in the dugout at St Andrews, am I? So,
when we saw the starting 11 before last night's game, did we all agree with it, or was there anyone that we would have started who didn't start, apart from Allsop, obviously?
I'm not a big the inverted wingers, like Roberts runs across the pitch, so he becomes another, almost into the number 10 role.
Yeah.
Gray does the same. So you find, like my son mentioned earlier on in one of the comments, you find that the fullbacks then are going past and it's leaving our two centre backs almost exposed. You know, with especially last night with the press. So I don't know. I think we needed to stick with what the momentum, which is Osman and Vicente, you know, and bring your Grays and your Patrick Roberts on, you know, as experience in the second half if you need it. But I don't know whether that's naivety. I don't know, but I think they're we've got them on the bench. You know, there's talent there. Why aren't we starting with these young lads on the wing? You know, really giving their fullbacks something to think about. And as you say, you can then say, if you got Allsop in goal, distributing balls to these wingers, you know, look at that control he did last night for centre in the middle of the air, brought it down. Osman does the same. Can Gray and Roberts do that? They probably can in the day they have, but they are deemed senior players, aren't they now? You know, as opposed to Vicente and Osman.
I mean, Vicente was a shock for me not seeing him start after the game that he'd had. I know he was out of it a lot at Millwall, but I was surprised to see him not starting. And you know, you go back on that one touch in that when he just after he come off the pitch, you were looking at the ball thinking that's going nowhere, and he just killed it dead. And then he was able to also move things on to try and get us back into an attacking position. But I do agree, Tally. The two wingers were just cutting in every time. It was predictable what Damari Gray was going to do. And quite often we've seen in previous games that they switch during the game. We didn't see that at all, which again surprised me a little bit, because I think if they'd have switched it, we may have had a little bit more fluidity and also would have given Middlesbrough something else to think about. Because yesterday it was too easy. Oh, it's going out to the wings. What we're going to do? We'll just push them out to the line. They're all they're going to do is cut in. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened.
Question to our viewers and everyone here. Everyone's fully fit now, 100%, raring to go. What's our strongest 11?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'll go one by one then. You go with yours first then.
Okay, I'll go Allsop in goal. Laird right back. Clara. It's debatable between Robinson and Panzo for me. I think for the leadership, I'd probably go Robinson, next to Clara. And I'd probably think about making him captain for the rest of the season as well, just to give Clara a bit of a breather from it so he can focus on his game. He's an outstanding defender. And then left back Wagner all day long. Solis, for me, Solis and Paik would be my two in the midfield. And then I would go with Damari Gray on the left, Stansfield in the 10, Priska up front, and Vicente on the right. That'd be mine.
That's the sound of a big deal. At Wayfair, that sound happens a lot. Dream sofa for half the price? Big deal. New dining table you've been eyeing for months? Big deal. Finally picking up those last few pieces and finishing that bedroom? Now that's a really big deal. Whatever your home needs, Wayfair has the selection, the savings, and over millions of 5-star reviews to back it up. Shop Wayfair.com today before someone else snags your big deal.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
ClickUp just solved AI's biggest problem, and it's saving 4 million teams from productivity loss every day. Unlike ChatGPT and other AI tools, ClickUp converges all your work into one platform, so your AI super agents have full context to prioritize tasks, execute workflows, and draft documents instantly. Teams using ClickUp finish work 30% faster and cut meetings in half. Try ClickUp for free today and get 15% off AI upgrades at clickup.com/podcast. That's CLICKUP.com/podcast.
I've said that now. What changes are we making? What do we disagree with?
Damari Gray.
You wouldn't start Damari Gray?
No, I'd go with Osman. Yeah, and again, look, he might start against Tilton and have a terrible game, and we all go, "I'll bring back Gray." But I think you go with momentum, and he's hit the ground running. And he's got better and better every game he's played. So I don't see why you change that just because of this stature of Damari Gray and what he's done in the past and what he can do. I just think go with momentum.
I mean, could you go Damari Gray in the 10, Stansfield up front, and Osman on the left? Could try that.
Yeah, you could. Do you not think Damari Gray slows the game down a lot?
I think when he's coming and cutting in, yes.
Yeah.
But I think when he's playing out in his natural position, I mean, look at the goals that has scored for us and the way that it's all about. He's swapped
but he comes
over,
inside to score them, doesn't he?
Yeah, and I mean,
that's not a winger's goal. Granted, he starts in a winger's position, comes across the front of the box, and then fires it in the top corner. Is that, am I saying is he a 10? Is he, I don't know. Roberts is the same for me as well.
I think he's better out on the wing.
Yeah, I do really like Dutch as well. His ability, when he's good, he's bloody good, isn't he? You know what I mean?
I'll be honest. Other than Wagner, I think Dutch is my favourite player this season.
And I think he's, and obviously I like Dykes for what he did for us in his moments, obviously getting us to Wembley and the goal at Blackburn and all that. But I think for me, Dutch is a big upgrade on Dykes, isn't he? Do we all agree with that?
Yeah.
Some of those finishes we've already seen. Dykes wouldn't have done that. You think back to last night, the Coventry game. Those finishes you can't, level above Dykes.
Yeah,
I think his vision's there as well. I mean, he gets a lot of slack because, I've said this to lots of people. We paid £2 million for a 31-year-old. Call him a striker. Yeah, call him a striker. He's not a prolific. He's never been known for being a prolific goal scorer. He doesn't head the ball. If you look at his reels, he's not a header of the ball. He's his intelligence. It's vision. It's the touch. It's the layoff. It's the cross the pitch. Long ball. That's we've got exactly what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
A little bit more because obviously he scored a lot of goals this season. He's been a main contributor to the goals.
Yeah.
We've bought a player, and doing exactly what we bought him for.
Yeah, absolutely. Good shout from Jason Hughes there. Second home league. League defeat since April 2024. People need to chill out. Yeah, no, he's right there.
But I agree with that. But how many draws at home? That's what they were saying earlier on. Yeah. How many draws have we just got the draw? I'm not beating that. Look, St Andrews. I love going there, and I want to go there. Win, lose or draw. But there's a lot of draws in that in the results.
I do feel when we do get something offered to us on a plate, we don't take advantage of it, do we? No. The Baggies game, he's jumping at me at home. We get them extra 2 points there. There will be others as well that I'm not mentioning. There'll be other games.
Southampton.
Another one.
Yeah. You can go back as far as Sheffield Wednesday at home as well. We didn't beat them, did we?
No, just about got a draw.
Yeah. So there has been disappointing draws at home. But it's just the Championship. Anybody can beat anybody. It's the hardest league in the world.
Exactly that. And like Craig keeps saying, and he alludes back to the beginning of the season, a realist fan needed to understood that coming back into the Championship was all about establishing ourselves back as a Championship team, and building. That's what we're doing. We just spent a lot of money so far building, and you know what? Some of the players next season, when they've gelled and they've had a pre-season, I think there's going to be some cracking players and onwards and upwards.
I can't deny with some of the comments, that are coming through. Charlton at home, 3 points dropped. Yeah, we did. However, we've dropped some clangers throughout all of the seasons, and we could have said the same about last year. I know we went unbeaten. However, we took some draws when actually we should have gone and won all the games if you put it in those terms.
Yeah.
I mean, to come back on the team, I think the only thing that I think we're lacking, and I don't know whether this is a confidence thing with Stansfield. I don't necessarily would say that he would start in my starting 11 at the moment. I think he needs a confidence boost.
I said that, Craig. I said that last week, Craig, and you said he'd always start for you. But
it's one where he needs something, and it's whether he's. I don't think he's in his natural position. We keep on swapping him about. What is, and a question to our listeners: what is Stansfield's best position?
Yeah,
I'll be honest. I don't know at this present moment.
Oh, I don't either.
No.
Is he a striker? Is he a number 10? Is he playing out on the wings? What is best? Because I think he can do a little bit of each. But until you put him in his natural position, you're never going to get the best out of him.
But you've just hit the nail on the head. What is his natural position? Last season, we bought Alfie May.
Yeah.
You know, everyone knew what he was going to do. Look at his first 6-7 games. He was scoring goals for fun. Pre-season, he was brilliant.
Yeah.
Jay Stansfield comes in. Oh, you know, everyone wanted it. It was great news. Suddenly, Alfie May's not number 9 anymore. He's not got his natural position. Jay Stansfield starts, and I'm not digging him out. You know, I've got a lot of time for Jay Stansfield. I think he's a great player.
Yeah,
but does he always start? No, I don't think he does.
No.
When you're buying players like Priska and you've got players like Dutch, you've got I didn't want to mention his name, but Kyogo.
Yeah,
you know. Jay Stansfield's had to change his position or his style of play at the beginning of this season to accommodate Kyogo. That never worked.
No.
So Jay, a bit like what Craig just said. So now he's what is he? Is he a 9? Is he a 10? No one knows.
Yeah, I like him in the 10 personally. I think he's got a great shot from the edge of the box. He scored some brilliant goals from the edge of the box.
Yeah,
and I think when he picks the ball up deeper and runs with the people, I think that's when you see him at his best. Personally,
I like Ian Clayton's comment there. Stansfield can play in goal if he wants to, can play centre back. But I mean, that proves the point as well when you think about it. You know, just a good amount of changes that we've made across our team, and it would still be interesting to see how many times we've had a settled side across the season. It can't be. It can't be many at all. It's got to be single figures in terms of the amount of games where we haven't changed from it. And then that also comes down to sometimes what causes our problems. You know, I do wish that perhaps sometimes we do just stabilise and stick with a little bit of a team just to give it a run and see what happens. Could argue sometimes injuries have caused us not to be able to do that. However, that's not happening at the moment, is it? You know, we not exactly overloaded with players that are injured, thank God, because it does make a change to actually say that.
The line-up against Leeds in the Cup, I'd love to have seen that, given a couple of games.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
That was absolutely, the balance was superb.
Yeah. Where's your head at with it all, Chris?
I think it's all about expectation, isn't it, really? I was looking, as well as it was. This is a consolatory season, really. I was not expecting a top 6 position.
No, I think our fans are more frustrated because we finished comfortably ahead of Wrexham last season in second place, and they're comfortably ahead of us at the moment in the Championship. So that's probably what's sort of rolling our fans up more as well at the moment. You know, but it is what it is. Like we've already said, they've recruited better than what we have in the windows, I think.
And as this season's probably going to peter out to a top 10 position,
yeah, hopefully.
That's respectable, isn't it?
Yeah, who would be the player of the season?
Kai Wagner.
Wagner at the moment is
or Dux
comes in January and he's heads and tails above anybody at the moment.
So what about not Clara? No.
I think he's done what, but the only problem with Clara for me is that, and it's not his fault, he's been played out of position.
Yeah.
Most of the season he's been playing on the left-hand side when that's not his position. He plays his right foot centre-back. We've accommodated. It's like the beginning of the season with Brighter Samuel. You know, I watched his reels before we signed him and he was phenomenal. Fenerbahce, Jose Mourinho played him as like a wing-back and he was fiery. You know, he's going down the line. A bit like Vicente's reel. Exactly that. He comes in, we put him as right-back. Now, after last season, would you have changed Ethan Laird? I don't think so. Ethan Laird for me was fixed on. He's my right back going into the Championship.
Yeah, everyone
started with him on the left, I think.
Yeah, everyone looks good on YouTube, don't they? I remember watching.
I
remember watching Czech and Doige reels.
It gets mentioned every podcast, doesn't it?
I thought we'd signed the new Patrick Vieira.
But it's just that we've gone. We said that we wanted 2 players for each position.
We've got that, haven't we? We have,
but I think like some of them, you know, would you have chose Brighter Samuel over Ethan Laird last night? I know he's coming back from injury, but would you have put Bright in over Ethan Laird?
I thought Bright before last night. I thought Bright was looking better since he'd come back from the AFCON. To be honest,
he had a good tournament, didn't he? So the momentum was there.
Yeah, but I mean, when everybody's 100% fully fit, I've already said, haven't I, that Laird would be my right back.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
does Laird play well with Vicente, or does he play well with Roberts because of the way Laird runs down the line?
I think he could link up well with both, to be honest.
It'd be interesting to see Vicente and him.
Yeah. But the one partnership I really liked when I saw it was Paik and Solis in the middle. I thought they were excellent together. And it's a shame that Paik got injured because, and obviously now Solis has got suspended. But hopefully we can see that again, and he goes with that again for the rest of the season, really, when Paik's up to full speed. But I want to look back anyway. So we celebrated our 15th anniversary, didn't we, of the best day in the club's history on Friday. And I just wanted to get all our memories and our viewers' memories of that day and see if anyone's got any sort of interesting stories they can tell us. There was a good sort of interview with Roger Johnson on Blue Rising as well. Mm-hmm. But also 5 years ago, myself, Nick and Mark spoke with Roger Johnson and Lee Bowyer in 2021 to celebrate the 10th anniversary. So do catch up with that on YouTube if you've not seen it, because it's well worth a watch.
Yeah.
And it was a great show, wasn't it, Chris?
Oh, it's fantastic. I've just done an edited version, which is less of us and more of them. If you want to get on.
I listened to it the other night. Actually,
it's some great stories. And they were all on top form, especially Lee.
I'm aging well, and I'll tell you, I look younger now.
Right. You do actually, yeah. Benjamin Button over there.
It's the moisturiser.
You'll have to share the brand.
Yeah, but no, for me, that day was just so special, wasn't it? I mean, I wasn't well. I had like I
was ill as well.
Yeah. I was on antibiotics, and the doctor was really strict with me about not drinking. So I actually drove, and I was parked at the Green Man. And I remember walking down the hill from the Green Man and seeing Paul Tate, the first person I saw. Obviously, it was just an omen. That was the last player to score for us at Wembley. To see him there straight away was an omen. Yeah, it was brilliant. But yeah, what did you do, Tally? Did you drive or train or?
I went down the day before, and it was all planned to go out, Trafalgar Square, etc., and all that lot. And probably 20 minutes into the journey, I started to shiver, and I remember ringing my wife saying, "I think I've got to come back." I said, "I feel really ill." She went, "You can't come back. You've got a hotel room, and if people are meeting you down there." I went, "I'll see what happens." Met my pals down there, and I remember the big fellas, and I said to him, "Can I have a cuddle?" And he went, "What do you mean?" I said, "Can I have a cuddle?" I said, I'm struggling here, mate. I said, "If I've got to go out tonight," I said, I'm freezing. I remember hugging onto him all night, and he's like, "This isn't right." He said, "Go back to your room, man. Get ready for tomorrow." But no, I went back, had an early night in the end. And then next day, bit like yourself, went the Green Man, couldn't get in there because it was just ram, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we walked down to the Tesco on the island.
Yeah.
And at the time, I can remember there was a couple of steps up there. We went in there and probably got, a crate of lager between us. And what started with about 10 people on the, right by the back wall, within about half an hour, 40 minutes, it was absolutely swarming with Blues fans. Absolutely. You got everyone there. You got the reporters ended up coming to the island and doing interviews with the old players like Michael Johnson.
I remember seeing John there.
On the island.
I don't think I was too far from you.
That Tesco, it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that Tesco ran out of every bit of that. I remember watching people drinking Reef. Like big, burly men normally drinking lager. They're drinking Reef because that's all what was in there.
It's a bloody kids' cartoon, isn't it, about a shark?
I'm telling you. But I can remember going in there, and I think every Blues fan went there to have a great day. It wasn't
expecting we didn't
playing Arsenal.
What did you think the score was going to be? I thought we were going to get done 3 or 4.
Absolutely drumming.
We didn't go there expecting to win. Come on.
I just wanted to see a goal.
But I remember turning around and looking at my mate, and now these, as I keep alluding to it, the big, look like me now, actually, big, bold, fellas, screaming and shouting all the way through the game. And I turned around, and I kid you not, they were in tears, absolute bawling their eyes out. And I'm like, what are you doing? They went, I can't believe what I've just witnessed. It was just emotions all over, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Up and down.
Everybody was, weren't they? Because we just didn't know what to do after like winning a trophy like that. What you do?
It's surreal, yeah. It's weird.
Going online looking, what do you do when you win a trophy?
yeah. It's like when you first have a baby. Is it when you have your first baby? You take it home, you put it in its carry thing on the middle of the living room floor. You're like, where's the manual?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, Craig, did you drive, Craig, or train or?
No, I was on the. I'll never forget it. The special, as they called it, that was going down, and it was like you go and queue up at New Street, jump on the train, and just see how many people we can squash onto one carriage.
Yeah.
But it was absolutely, it's hilarious to start the day the way that it did, because it was like strict warnings, nobody's getting on the train with alcohol, and you're thinking, like to see you stop that.
Yeah.
So it's like, right, what can we do? So I'll never forget it. I had cans of cider, and I was like, all right, how am I going to get these on the train? So I went into McDonald's on the ramp and bought what was the old McDonald's breakfasts on a tray. Right, no intention whatsoever of eating it. What I wanted to do was put my cans of lager at the bottom with the cider as well, and then put that on top. So if anybody asks, I was just getting on the train with my breakfast. So did that, and then it was to stand up all the way down to Wembley. Great fun. And we went to the Greyhound pub.
Yeah.
And the one thing I can still remember from the day was like you get in there and everybody's there early, but it's like, okay, right, we know the bar's going to get busy. So we had a table at the back and just bought triple rounds. It was just get them in early because at least you're going to do it. Yeah. And then it was probably about an hour in, and all of a sudden this guy appears, and he's dressed as a vicar. He's dressed as a vicar. He's got.
Did he go up on the table? I was there.
He's got a Bible in his hand. Right? Stands up on the table.
That's it. Yeah.
Gets everybody to be quiet and starts going. We're gonna say the Lord's Prayer. And everybody's thinking, what? What are you going on about?
Yeah.
Right? So he stands up. He does nothing more than starts quoting "Keep right on."
Yeah.
And everybody's then joining in. Well, my brother had filmed it, and what it was, he sent it to me, and I passed it on to my sister-in-law who knows Craig Gardner's family. So I actually got the message and the video of this guy doing the preaching of Keep Right On, and got it sent to Gardner on the day of the game. And she got a reply just with simply thumbs up. That's fantastic. And it was that sort of stuff which, you never would have thought would happen, but that was typical Brummie humour on the day. But just the way it happened was just superb, and everybody joined in. And then, of course, you're getting inside the ground and you're thinking, like the same as me, what's going to be the scoreline? And I'm thinking, we're going to get drubbed. And it was that complete sense of, what do we do? So when he scored, it was like, what has just happened? You're looking, and I don't know if anybody else did this, but I'm looking around thinking, I'm going to see a flag in a minute. Something's going to happen. This isn't happening.
Well, even when Zigic scored, I went numb. It's like, oh my God, we're winning at Wembley.
And scored a goal,
And I mean, when Arsenal got back into it, I don't know, great goal from Van Persie. Never forget that a little bit and stuff like that. But it was then, you go that 2-1 up, you're thinking, okay, how long is this going to last for? How long have we got to hold on for? And everybody's holding their breath thinking, please don't put up too much time. And, great saves, kept us in it from Foster on the day. He won the award, didn't he? Is he still not the only goalkeeper to win the Players' Awards for that cup competition twice? To show, how involved he was with it. But it was that, when that final whistle went, it was that complete relief. And like, Tally, you said it, grown men crying. I saw them all around doing exactly the same. But then there was that, oh my God, we're going to have to save up because we're in Europe. And it, it's almost, it was, we've won a cup, great. And then, Europe?
Yeah.
It's what you're thinking about, the next big thing. But, I had that year, and a year later, I was celebrating their first anniversary of Obafemi Day, and my daughter was born. So that day is forever stuck with me for the two reasons, and it's obviously family first, as it will always be. But you know what I mean? I'll never forget it. My only thing that I wish I could have done on the day was my wife was at home with my other daughter, and I'd have loved to have had her at the game as well, because she'd been through all the thick and thin of Blues games beforehand, seeing us promoted, seeing us in the Premier League. I'd have loved to have had her there to see them win the cup as well. But hey, you know what I mean? We've done it, and we're still the only team. Paul, we're still the only team to win in HD, mate. I'll get that in there before you do.
The only West Midlands club to win a major trophy in high definition.
Yeah. Let's get it out there now.
Get a trophy for that.
But yeah, we had decent seats. We were right by Stan Collymore, who was commentating for 5 Live, and I said, you know, and I thought he was going to cry. He was getting loads of stick off our fans. It was quite funny. When Martin scored, I thought I could see his bottom lip going. It was quite hilarious, right? But yeah, no, brilliant day. One that will be remembered for the rest of our lives. But yeah, Rob, I know you went down there. Did you go down there by yourself?
Yeah, I went on my own. My dad, I've been with my, bit disappointing really. I was with my dad in 91, 95 and all the Cardiff ones. But the first final I'd gone to on my own. My mates who support Blues didn't go to enough games, so I had no chance of a ticket. So I went on my own, but I thought, you know what, stuff it. You know, it's the old cliche, and once you get down there, you soon get talking to people and all the rest of it. So just soaking it up really. And the weird thing is, I ran into so many people I knew anyway, and people I went to school with, I hadn't seen for donkey's years.
Yeah.
Some of them were sat behind me. Yeah. Some of them bullied me at school. Yeah. I went up there and I was on the top tier, and I was going up the steps and do you remember that? It was a bloke. He had like the all-in-one blue. And the blue faceless, and he was just behind me and I was taking photos on my own and he just sort of tapped me on the shoulder and he just went. And I could tell why that he was saying, "Do me take a photo."
How did you get that from that?
What from his actions?
I'm waiting for Rogue to tell us the truth, because secretly he's talking about the game as though he was there, but we all know he was in his first year of his prison sentence.
I reckon he was asking you for a pair of sunglasses, Rogue.
But so I'd love to know who that bloke was. He sort of disappeared after that. He took a photo for me, gave my phone back, and he just thought in a haze of smoke just disappeared.
Blended in.
I presume it was real.
He's been dreaming.
I remember taking it all in, walking up Wembley Way and looking at Arsene Wenger and Alex McLeish on the outside of the stadium.
I got photos of that. Yeah.
My God, it was bloody freezing and absolutely pouring
down. And do you remember that? Because I was at the back as well. What was sticking in my mind when we won and we were doing food for thought and all that, I looked back at the Arsenal fans and they were just walking along, holding the flags and just looking up.
Yeah.
And it was so funny. Literally, it's like out of a comedy film. Someone was snapping the flags over their knees. Yeah. And it's absolutely hilarious.
Let's reminisce a little bit for a few minutes before we move on the field. I thought on the day, Ben Foster was out. They were all outstanding. Everybody was a 10 out of 10 that put the shirt on. But I do want to give special mentions to players that might be forgotten a little bit. You know, Martin Urinet next to Roger Johnson was unbelievable.
He did a Bobby Moore tackle, didn't he?
Yeah.
That one tackle, but it's not Bobby Moore.
Yeah. And I thought Beausejour as well, when he come on, caused havoc, didn't he?
Yeah.
He caused some nightmares, honestly. He caused, he was unlucky not to score himself as well.
Obviously, hit in the post, didn't he?
Yeah. So, and obviously we should have had a penalty when Bowyer went through and he was brought down. Today with VAR, that's a red card for the keeper and a penalty. And hopefully, I'm sure Craig Gardner would have buried that. But we've had obviously players on, haven't we? And they've said that, obviously Roger said himself, didn't he, that he's glad he stayed 11 aside and it was what it was. But we would have been looking back on that moment, if we hadn't won that cup, if we hadn't won that game.
We would have been saying the same as what we did against Liverpool.
Exactly, we'd have been robbed again.
What if, and it's, but it's still stick by it. We've done it. We've been able to experience it, and actually,
ClickUp just solved AI's biggest problem, and it's saving 4 million teams from productivity loss every day. Unlike ChatGPT and other AI tools, ClickUp converges all your work into one platform, so your AI super agents have full context to prioritize tasks, execute workflows, and draft documents instantly. Teams using ClickUp finish work 30% faster and cut meetings in half. Try ClickUp for free today and get 15% off AI upgrades at clickup.com/podcast. That's CLICKUP.com/podcast.
We as fans have been quite lucky when you think about it from a Birmingham perspective. Overall, you know, we've been through some really, really tough times back in the day. You know, in the 80s and the 90s, we saw a club in turmoil, and then we've seen a club promoted to the Premier League after a playoff final, which was phenomenal. We'll never forget. We've been to League Cup finals. Yeah, we lost to Liverpool, but we were the better side on the day and still should have had a penalty, which even the referee now says I made a mistake. And then you know, we've won that cup. We've then gone into Europe. We've still been Premier League, and then we've seen the downturns. Now we're seeing those positives coming back, and you know, would I change anything? The only thing I'd have changed, I'd have loved to have seen more of obviously the Premier League and to stay in the league that particular time around. But you know what? It wasn't to be. But still won't forget those days. Yeah, won't forget that run. I wouldn't change anything from that run either.
We wouldn't change that League Cup victory for anything, would we?
No.
Even if you'd have offered me stability in the Premier League for the last 15 years and we'd have stayed up that season, I wouldn't have changed it for that League Cup.
Nah, I wouldn't have swapped that minute. I wouldn't have swapped that split second for anything.
When you look at the pure emotion of Newcastle fans last season winning a trophy for the first time in, was it 60 years? 70 years?
Yeah.
70 years, I think it was.
Yep.
You know, a lot of them fans had never seen that before. You know, and again, I'll say Crystal Palace as well. Last season, again, you know, never won a trophy in their history. There's not many fans that can say, you know, they've seen their club win a major trophy. It's only the certain ones, like obviously Wigan as well. There is some surprise ones in there, but there's not that many clubs that have actually won them all over the years, is there?
Not really. We've got a good pedigree in the League Cup, really, haven't we?
Yeah.
You know, won it twice. You know, finalists.
Yeah.
Few semis, few quarters. Like,
Yeah. But yeah, no, on the day, they did us proud, every single player, and they fully deserve to come away with that trophy. And obviously, we got a little bit of luck with the winner, but it was about time we were due some. But like you, Craig, I was waiting for it to be disallowed. Got to be got to be offside, got to be a foul on the keeper.
Yeah.
You know,
it doesn't happen to Blues. This doesn't happen to Blues.
No, that was my initial thoughts, yeah. But then as soon as you see the ref putting back towards the halfway line, it's like, wow, you know, what a feeling.
And I tell you, one of the other things that I'll never, ever, ever forget about that day, if people haven't had chance to listen to it, you've got to listen to Tom Ross's commentary.
Oh, yeah, with John McCarthy.
He celebrated with John McCarthy.
Yeah.
Because it was absolutely brilliant. And there is a YouTube clip which was put to some music, and I think it summed it up absolutely perfectly, the way it was all put together. But it's... you know what I mean? It's one that anybody of our era will never, ever, ever forget. And, you know, we shared pictures, didn't we, the other day, actually, of the different things that had gone on. And it was ironic that the ones that everybody was putting out there was the blue and white flags across the pitch.
Yeah.
Black balloons that were announcing the team. You know, it's those sorts of things that you think, you forget about those. But then it's actually, when you see them again, it's like, no, actually, I remember that really well now. And it was like people were wondering what are them balloons for, and then you realise it's the formation.
Yeah. Do you remember Anton Deck coming on the pitch at half time getting booed as well?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny as well. But yeah, no, great day anyway, and a day that we'll never forget. So yeah, Chris, you got any Barnets or Who's?
I'll tell you what. Should we have the Who?
Yeah, go for it.
Let's have the Who.
I've got to say, whilst you're lining that up, Ian Clayton just made a wicked comment on the board. He's just simply said, going forwards, I'll remember saying this by 2032 because we'll win the FA Cup then.
Well, if you're right, Ian, well, I'll never forget that comment, and I really hope that you are. That's next level, isn't it, from winning the League Cup?
Yeah.
It's the next one up. It's the next one up. That would just be... I don't even know what I'd do if we won the FA Cup. Jeez. The thought of it now, it's like, wow.
You never know. We might be the first team to win it in 12K, let alone 4K.
Yeah.
In our new stadium.
Wow. Yeah.
Be good, isn't it? Right.
We've lost tally, I can see.
We've lost tally, unfortunately.
Tally's gone. He can't take it. He's emotional.
He's got that off. He's reminiscing that much that he's realised, oh my God, I've got to go.
It might made us look bigger. Hey. Here we go. So, he's coming back now.
Here he is.
Oh, he can stop talking about him. Stop talking about him. He's back now. Shh. All right, Sally.
No. We can talk about him more. Yeah, we definitely have. Chris, you said we went big when he disappeared, but my God, his head come back really big now.
Sorry.
What's happened there, Tyler? You on another device?
Yeah. My laptop died. I left my charger at home.
You can't get the stuff.
Work, sorry.
You can't get the stuff, mate.
What's a professional? Here we go. Then he's who's this?
Well, they need to. Whether they will or not, only time will tell. I think they've got to be a lot more positive than what I've seen in the last few games. But, obviously, where the position that they are, it obviously brings its own pressures. And I think the players now have got to respond.
It's definitely someone from sort of Manchester-ish sort of way, I would say.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
And obviously, that's not when they were at the club. That sounds as though they're talking from a managerial perspective as well.
Correct.
Ooh.
Not managerial, but you're along the right lines, yeah.
In a coaching capacity.
Coaching.
Yeah.
Is it Graham Hyde?
No. Close, but no cigar. If anybody else has... no, nobody else has got it yet. No.
It's not Matt Derbyshire, is it?
No, it isn't, no. I think it's 2000-ish. Yeah, about 2000.
Played for us in 2000.
Yeah. If I remember rightly, 60-something games he had.
Wow. It wouldn't be Chris Holland, would it?
No. I was going to do Chris Holland. So there's a clue. I changed it.
Chris Marsden?
No. It's not Steve Spooner or Jerry Gill.
So not Chris Holland.
Yeah, somebody up north played for us in 2000.
Ish.
2000-ish, and it was going to be Chris Holland, but then you changed it.
He's not giving you any more clues, right?
He went on to be a coach.
I don't know if he did.
Oh, okay.
He coached in Holland, didn't he?
The 60-odd games gets me.
I think he went on to manage. I think he did go. We on to manage a lower league.
So he's chatting there a lot, man. If he's not coaching or managing, he must have been playing. He must have been playing Championship Manager or something.
Yeah, sounds like he should.
Sounds like he's in Downton Abbey.
Wasn't Mike Newell? Was he?
No.
That's a good shout. That is though.
It is a good shout. Yeah.
He didn't play 6 games though, did he? Never mind 60.
That's what's been getting the amount of games.
He actually had 2 spells.
He's a wizard.
He was on loan.
Oh,
5 games on loan, and then come back in 1998 to 2000 and did 67 games.
I've got it.
98 to 2000.
Yeah, it's not Curtis Woodhouse or David Holdsworth, no.
So he came on loan, and then he came back permanently and played 60-odd games?
Yeah, 67, yeah.
Bloody hell.
Oh, is it Simon Charlton?
It certainly is.
Yeah.
Oh.
I had his face in my...
Robe,
Simon Charlton.
Good player he was. He was a good player.
I've just realised that what he's done there, Chris. You've described it, and he's got ChatGPT on the go. It's as we go through.
I'm not chatting to anyone.
Disappointing.
Yeah. I mean, this new format's really good because we can obviously look at the comments as we go, can't we?
Well, yeah, that's right. Yeah, nobody actually. Oh, there's a few getting it now.
Yeah. Richard Hughes, this was the first to come through with it, and now,
well done.
I do like that. Tony Silver, no, it definitely wasn't Skip because he had hair.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, do give us a follow on obviously our Facebook page and YouTube as well, and we do appreciate everyone's comments and time as well watching the show. This is the main reason why we're doing it, for the viewers and the fans.
Yeah. Actually, he'd be a good guest, wouldn't he, Jordan Mush? Someone like that.
Yeah.
It would.
Yeah.
It's a long way to come, though, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fair distance to come.
Bit of a time difference as well.
I mean, I wonder if we could persuade him to turn up though for a few wasabi peas. I mean, what do you reckon?
Oh, yeah. Why not? And also let us know if you like the new format as well. I'm quite interested to see what people think of the format as it is now.
Yeah, and just the show in general as well, you know.
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd change about the show? Anything you think would be good for us to add or change or what, you know?
And also, massive thanks to the 8,918 people that have viewed tonight as well.
Yeah, that's good going.
Brilliant, good numbers, good lads.
Says bad, yeah. So we're going live on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram tonight.
Hey, let's not forget it's a Tuesday, so people are used to seeing us on a Monday.
Absolutely.
Yeah, true. I forgot.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So let's have everyone's predictions for Saturday now. So I know we got the Super 3. I presume you'll share the link, Craig, after the show. Do we know what the games are?
Indeed. And I've got to say, obviously, with yesterday's result, nobody doubled up on their points. So it was a good week for a few people, though. So we'll get that published. But I still believe that Claire's top of the table. And, it was just great to dethrone Robe, really. So we'll keep coming. But, yes, Birmingham will be one of those, obviously, for Saturday. And we'll stick a couple of randoms in this week just to make it, swap it up a bit.
Okay, no problem. So I'll start us off at Charlton. I think we'll get a draw 1-1 at Charlton. Tally?
I don't want to. Yeah, I think I'm thinking.
I know it's going to say.
Are you going? First question, Tally. Are you going?
I am. Yeah. I'm going to go 0-0.
Okay. We need to stop the rot. We conceded 6 goals in the last 2 games, so it'd be nice to come out of that game with the same goal difference at least of 0.
Yeah,
we don't want to be on a minus again, really, if we can help it. So
I just know that Nathan Jones, we don't fare too well against Nathan Jones.
No, Craig.
I just think I agree. We don't fare too well with Nathan Jones, but I just think we might see a bounce off these past couple of games. So you see, Michael Greaves just stole my thunder. I was going to say we'd win 1-0, but I wasn't going to put Vicente as the goal. But I do think we can sneak 1-0. And we can bounce back.
Everybody's been very positive, aren't they, online?
They are indeed. We've had everybody. Bill Mint started off with a 3-0 to Charlton, but then it changed afterwards. So Ray Burgess has gone 3-0 Blues. Mick Greaves 1-0 Blues. Vicente scoring. So for any people interested in a bet, might be worth looking at. Tony Saul's gone with 2-0 Blues. Mike Hill's just saying they 2-1 Blues as well. So it is all very positive so far.
Very.
Robe?
I think there'll be goals in it. I'm going to say 2-2. I think we'll sort of stop the rot with a draw.
I just love Jason Hughes' comment there. Yeah, I mean, everybody can see it on the screen, but for those that will be listening, my prediction is Beadle will get stick, Dux won't win any headers, and Fujimoto won't even get on the pitch.
About right.
What do you reckon, Chris?
Yeah, I don't really want to go against anybody now. I was thinking maybe a 0-0, boring 0-0 draw, but I'm going to go for a 1-0, sneak it in at the end, Blues.
And Dave Twiner said that it's going to be Dykes 2, Blues 3. Paul Sterndale is saying that Blues will win 1-0. It's going to be a Dykes own goal. So I think there's a bit of a repetition going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think the women had a game, did they, at the weekend, Craig?
No, it's an international break. So for those that haven't seen, the Lionesses played tonight, won their World Cup qualifier 6-1. So that's obviously a good result for the England ladies. But I mean, what is important, the next 3 games, the club are really pushing this now. 3 home games left for the ladies. And it's 3 home games that are there for one thing and one thing only, and that's to help us get promoted to the Women's Super League. So, details of the ticketing, etc., is all available. For those that haven't seen, tickets as low as £3 to go to the games. So it's worth it. The next one, Sheffield United. It's a Sunday afternoon. It's a 2:00 kickoff. It's going to be a tight game, but one that is going to be winnable. And, I've got to say, the women's official supporters club, on that day, we will be hosting 10 youngsters as flag bearers for the game. So if you are a member of the women's supporters group or want to become women's supporters group members through the official supporters club, then get in touch, sign up. Your kids then get entrance for free to the competition, and not just that, they're members for free as well. So you could really make their day by being flag bearers and us getting promoted. So watch out. And we're also going to be looking to run a coach through the women's official supporters group to Charlton, because it's going to be, fingers crossed, the celebration day, not only for them, but for us as well. So watch out for details of those. But we've got some, there's still some tough games to go, but there's no reason why we can't get over the line and see us promoted to the top area. So please, if you can get down, please do. Watch out for details, like I say, of tickets. I'll promote it as much as possible through the sites as well. And as we move forwards, it'll be a great achievement and a nice way to celebrate. On that front as well, I just want to thank everybody at the club, because they really did make Liv's birthday with some messages from the players. So it just shows that there's that family-orientated side of things as well. They're so accommodating, getting it across, and just lovely messages from everybody. So, thanks to all that were involved. But if you can support, Amy and the ladies really want us to be behind them.
Cool.
Excellent.
The final whistle, Chris?
It is the final whistle. I've got to get a whistle sorted out, haven't I?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've been the Tilton Talk show, sponsored by AMG Logistics. It's good night from me at the Premier Inn, Sheffield Barnsley.
Barnsley.
I'll have it up there, Andrew.
Have they got flat cap and greyhounds?
And it's good night from Mr. Road Mark Adams.
Good night from me. Paul, have you been to Eden's Bar?
I have actually. Yeah, I walked out. Yeah, I walked by it earlier. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, get us a beer, Matt, and get me to sign it for us.
It was
another ulterior motive.
I was going to go in there as well and have a drink, but it was shut.
Fair enough. So good night from me, and I'll pass you over to Sally.
Cheers, Rob. It's good night from me, and I'll pass you on to Mr. Fixer Clarkson.
Clarkson, from now on, he's staying as Clarkson.
And
it's a good night from me, all the way from Solihull. So I'm not that far, but the man with the buttons, to pass over to him for the final good night.
Good night, everybody, and we'll see you next Monday. Monday.
See ya.
Yeah, well soon, Claire.
Yeah, get well soon, Claire. Craig, if you like to stipulate, it's Jeremy Clarkson, not Ian.
Well, do you know what I mean? I've got a farm.
Yeah, you have to send off some potatoes.
Oh, yeah, I can give them to you to cook in prison.
Yeah, it's good for your teeth.
Bit of Pachin.
Bit of Pachin.
The peels, right?
Who did Pachin play for?
Road's on form.
It's about time. Good night.
This episode is proud to be sponsored by Now, where you can stream Sky Sports flexibly. Catch the biggest games this season how you want, when you want. The football season is back, and you can keep up with all the action on Sky Sports with a Now membership. Whether you're perched on the edge of your sofa or hiding behind it, you can capture more of the drama this season with Now. The heat of the moment, the 90th minute winner, that last-ditch tackle, the pride on the line, and the best bit, you can dip in for the derby or stay for the season. With a Now month membership, you can stream all Sky Sports channels flexibly. No fuss. Go to nowtv.com to find out more about sports memberships. 18 plus, UK only. Minimum speed 2.5 megabits per second. Live scheduling may be subject to change. Full terms apply.
That's the sound of a big deal. At Wayfair, that sound happens a lot. Dream sofa for half the price? Big deal. New dining table you've been eyeing for months? Big deal. Finally picking up those last few pieces and finishing that bedroom? Now that's a really big deal. Whatever your home needs, Wayfair has the selection, the savings, and over millions of 5-star reviews to back it up. Shop Wayfair.com today before someone else snags your big deal.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.